now. I'm going to post the link one more time on Twitch and on YouTube. So yeah, Twitch and YouTube, you should be able to hop into the draft. We got 3 spots left. Spot 1, spot 2, and spot 8 are up for grabs right now. I just sent the invite to Twitch and YouTube. You can find us, Fantasy Guys. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. And yeah, go Bengals. Hey, Bengals are a dope-ass team. Trey Lance, QB1 season. Hell yeah. You already know what it is. Bet. Yeah, hop in this draft, man. We got 2 spots left. I just posted the link on I'm going to post it on here. Yep, smooth. I just posted it, bro. I just posted the link. It's on Twitch and YouTube. First three people in get it. Oh, it looks like the link's active. Spot 2 and spot 8 are available. I don't see the YouTube live. It should be on there. I can't see it on here. Damn it. How do you guys get in? Somebody got in. I heard Bengals are your favorite Madden team circa 2007. Tom. That's CJ, Chad Johnson, TJ Hushman-Zoda. Like, bro, that team was unstoppable, bro. Carson Palmer. All right, bet. We got it. There it is. We got him in there. So the draft is full. You know what? I'm about to add 2 more spots just because. If you want to hop in this draft, let's see if I can add 2 more spots. I added 2 more teams. If you're watching right now, hop in. There's 2 more spots available. I just made a 12-team draft. Let's get it. Spots 11 and 12 are open right now. So if you're on YouTube, you're on Twitch, and you missed it, try it again. We made us a 12-team draft, baby. Superflex, let's go. Heard the Bengals your favorite Madden team. Yeah, and I stomped out somebody with that Bengals Madden team too, huh? Let's go. TJ's in. Last spot, number 11. We getting it full, baby. We getting it full. Any fantasy questions? Because I'm going to head off here in just a minute. We got 1 more spot left. Team 11's up for grab. If you check YouTube or Twitch, there's 1 more spot left. I posted the link I don't know how many times, so just check the comments. There's 1 more spot left in the draft, and we're going to get it rocking. I'm going to cut off the TikTok live here in a minute, but 1 more spot left in the draft. Tom, get in if you can. So we got 1 more spot left in the draft, and then I think Prabat and Dan should be on here very soon. So I got the set. All right, Travis is in. Bradley's in. Let's see. 1 more spot left. Spot number 10 is gone. So the draft is full. I'm going to head out. Appreciate y'all tuning in. If you want to follow on YouTube or Twitch, you can see the whole draft live in about 15 minutes. Peace out. So if you're rocking with me on the live, I'm going to put this all away right now. If you're rocking with me on the live here, let's get it. I want to hear you guys' breakout player in the comments. I'll just start talking until Dan and Prabat get on here. We got about 15 minutes. So you guys got me for about 15 minutes. I'll run the live this way. But yeah, this should be fun, man. This should be fun. Who's your breakout player? TJ, you had one earlier when you were talking. I don't think I would need this. TJ, when you were talking about Gerald Everett, and I want you to talk a little bit more about that. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not rocking with Gerald Everett right now. First, Smooth, my man said Allen Lazard, and Allen Lazard right now is a very popular pick. But I do have my concerns. I think you're getting him low enough. He's like wide receiver 49 or 50 or something like that. So if you have him and you get him late, that's fine. But don't reach on him. I think Christian Watson has a very legitimate chance at taking over one of the receiving roles of this offense. So between him, some of the other options there, Robert Tonyan's back. Aaron Jones is probably going to be a prominent factor in the receiving game. I can see him having a small uptick, but I'm not sure he's going to be putting up these crazy numbers like everybody else thinks. Slade, what's good? He said, AI got in. Yes, sir. We're going to be rocking here in about 15 minutes. Should be fun. See, breakout player, J.K. Dobbins. And so I like J.K. Dobbins a lot. I feel like his ADP is starting to rise. A lot of analysts out there are talking about he's going to be RB1 or top, one of the top 10 running backs. And I think they're going to feed him the rock, but he is coming off a major injury, kind of like what we saw with Cam Akers last year. He'll pop off for some big games, but I have my concerns that he'll be able to do it for an entire season and stay fully healthy. I think they're going to lighten his load a little bit early on, but shit, come playoff time, I think you're right. He will be balling. Look at Roto Baller. Where they got him at on Roto Baller? What ADP? I'm at the 108. Is good. Let's see. 108. Travis the dog, baby. I see you, Travis. Let's get it. Chase, I probably shouldn't get this up yet, but I got Chase Claypool is about to be a dog this year. Everybody's expecting Deontay Johnson. to come in there and just do Lord's work. But don't sleep on Chase Claypool. Mapletron. I think he's got more in his tank than people think, man. He said he's top 3. He said he was top 3 on Pivot Podcast the other per bot. You think Chase Claypool is top 3, bro? Like top 3?
Yeah, I mean, he is right. Chase Claypool had a point that not a lot of people considered.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get set up. Let you get set up real quick.
Yeah. But just a comment: Chase Claypool is top 3.
Top 3 what?
On his own team. I'll give him that.
Bad. Hey, I'm gonna let you get set up, my man. Let me know when you're ready. Chase Claypool, top 3 on his own team, according to Bot. So I agree with that, but I do think he's gonna have a better season than people are giving him credit for. George Pickens in there, Deontay Johnson in there, Pat Fryer. Like the Steelers got weapons, and I don't think he's top 3. I don't think he's top 10, but he will be a lot better than people think. Jalen Ramsey underwent shoulder surgery. He did. I didn't actually see that, so I need some confirmation on that. How long is he out? And what are we talking? We got 10 minutes piece here. Dan is on his way. We're going to get this draft started, but yeah, man. I didn't hear anything. Jalen Ramsey had shoulder surgery? How long is he out for? I did not see that at all. Jalen Ramsey. Trying to type this thing out real quick. Oh, 4 minutes ago. Wow. This is like breaking news. Expected to be ready for 2022 season. They need him in the worst way, man. At least he'll be ready for the season to start, but I did not hear about that. So good looking on the breaking news, Smooth. Jalen Ramsey, shoulder surgery. Breaking news here on the Fantasy Gawdscast. Let's get it. All right. We got the gang is here early. We might get this draft started early because guess who just popped in?
What up?
Dan.
I'm here.
What's good? The one holding everything up. I blame you, Dan.
Yeah, my bad. My bad, guys. Appreciate it. You know what? It is, at the end of the day, we got personal shit going on. And but we back. We live.
Life happens, bro. It's good, man. Christian Kirk should get off. We got our draft filled up, 12 people, man. And so I expect to see Christian Kirk drafted because in a lot of 12-team, 10-team leagues, I'm not seeing him go till way late. So I want to see you reach on Christian Kirk. And I do think he's going to play better than people think, just not to that $20 million contract he got.
Right. Yeah. No, thanks. I'm not touching
Bad. You got to turn sideways, P.
Yo, man, I'm operating on a new laptop right here. All right.
Money man got the new truck, new laptop. I see you, dog.
Yeah. Oh.
There you go. Yeah. So we're gonna get this thing set up right, man. Last time I was having issues with the draft, but we do not have any issues. If everybody's ready, we're about to get started right now on this draft. Everybody good to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
We told everybody 10 minutes from now, but we want to get this thing rocking right now. Everybody's in the draft, so hopefully they get alerted that it's their time. I'll pause the draft early on just in case to make sure everybody has time. We're going to run with a 60-second clock and get it moving, man.
Let's get it moving.
How y'all feeling about this? Superflex, man. What about breakout for Rondale Moore? I'm going to go real quick on this one. Rondale Moore, obviously with we'll skip her bot off the board till he gets back. But with DeAndre Hopkins out for the first 6 weeks, a lot of people are really interested about Rondale Moore's breakout. Obviously, Hollywood Brown as well. And the team, I don't really see Rondale Moore being a huge piece to the puzzle. Like, to me, it doesn't seem like Rondale Moore is going to have this increased super role. He's not built for that. I can see them using him a little bit more frequently, but not to the extent of like he's going to be some flex option for your fantasy team.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you. I think he's really just a gadget player to me. I don't see him, attaining, he's definitely never going to be a wide receiver one. Never. He will never, ever, ever be that. You can quote me on that. He'll never be there. The best that you're hoping for is really wide receiver 2 numbers. And again, he's just small. He's very small. He's undersized, but he's explosive. The only thing is that I don't feel like he's a true receiver. He's just more of he's a gadget player. Like the Bills have a similar guy in Isaiah McKenzie. And again, you're not going to get anything more than probably wide receiver 3 production, if that. So
in his life, like he'll never be that in his life.
Yeah. Oh, he may not even be number 3. Exactly. So I'm not wasting my time. It's going to be Brown and Hopkins and the rest. And to me, I'm going with. I think Marquise Brown really has a true breakout year.
It don't matter. Both of them guys are only
I think
6 games anyway, dude.
Higher.
Yeah, them dudes are only 6 games anyway. It don't even matter. Like, even if you're expecting a breakout for Hollywood Brown or Rondale Moore, once D Hop gets back this season at least, that's all that matters anyway.
Right.
Travis hopped in and said, what if old-ass Jared Cook was last year if we were looking for Justin Herbert to get up there, near that 50 touchdown range, and Eckler to regress, those TDs got to go somewhere. Why not Everett? I actually don't mind that point, but I do think that Joshua Palmer is going to play a little bit more of a factor. They're going to probably get on the ground game with Spiller a little bit more. I can see Everett having a decent season, but I'm not giving him much love. Like, to me, he's going to be Jared Cook, Hunter Henry. Like, that's just not what Herbert's looking at in that offense.
Yeah, Everett is. I feel like he's sneaky again. With the tight ends, the top 4 is the top 4. And after that, to me, it's fading the tight ends. I'm absolutely fading the tight ends, and I see why people may like Everett as a breakout. Again, you're going to get him super late, so I mean, for me, I could see Everett kind of breaking out, but I think Mike Williams again. As much as I hate Mike Williams, I think he continues to take a step forward. Yeah. And I could see Keenan have that little regression. Eckler's still going to be Eckler. He's going to do his things. But, I don't know if Justin Herbert's going to get near 50 touchdowns. I can kind of see, 35 to 40 and in that range. So that will be regression. Eckler will come down. He'll probably get about maybe 15 touchdowns. But I don't know. I think it's a win if Everett gets 8 touchdowns. 8 touchdowns, 650 yards. That's a win to me.
All right. Well, Smooth is asking, are we doing rankings after? We might do a little bit, just depends on the time. And then, obviously, why is nobody talking about Jalen Guyton? Just a different receiver on it. You know what I mean? It's kind of buried down the depth chart, so we're not really talking about him right now. My guy P is on his way back. We got him in the fold. We had him in the fold. Look like he's going to head out. Let's get this draft started in just a second. Eckler won't hit that near 29. There ain't no way Eckler's hitting near 20 TDs at all. I don't think that's I don't think Eckler's getting close to that this year. So P's struggling right now, man. Well, let's just get this draft started. We'll get him all figured out in a minute. We getting the draft started, baby. It's set. What time is it? 7:30? Let's get this.
Yeah, 7:24 now. So
yeah, let's get this thing rocking. We'll figure P out in a minute, man. The draft has started.
Let's go.
So in Superflex, man, are you taking quarterback early? A lot of people are going quarterback super early. Wow. Are you focusing on quarterback early on? What's your strategy?
Yeah, so for me, it's simply it's a redraft league. It's not a dynasty league. And in most redrafts, I don't focus on quarterback. I mean, Josh Allen's number 1 on the board. I mean, that already tells me now I could fade it. I don't need to touch the quarterback position, especially if I know how the draft's going to go. I'm not going to reach. There's a lot of quarterbacks I actually like in the later rounds. I'm not going crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, in a dynasty, it's something that you want to reach for. But in redraft, I think you could wait a little bit, not too long, but yeah, I think you could wait.
Yeah, to me, it's one of those positions in redraft. I think you want to get one strong one, especially in the first 4 rounds, and then I think you can wait on some of those other ones later on. So you can wait on a guy like a Tua, a Winston, and even if you don't feel very confident in your number 2, just get another number 2 who you can at least pair them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taking my guy.
Do you think MVS will be Mahomes wide receiver 1 over Juju? And so this has been a big talking point for all of us. Dan, I think you're the one we haven't really heard from the most on this. I've kind of sided with Mecole Hardman having a little bit of a breakout. Prabat's obviously been all over MVS having a breakout, and it's going to take forever to make this pick. So you have your time.
Yeah, I have plenty of time. So we're talking about the wide receiver 1 with Mahomes, and I actually think it's going to be Juju Smith-Schuster. I just think that he's gotten a lot of flack throughout the years. He still put up a productive season before. So, if players have produced before, that's in the range of outcomes. All of the other receivers haven't come close to that past production as a Juju Smith. So I just feel like, again, I think Juju wanted to go there last year, decided, hey, I'm going to stick out with Ben, kind of maybe gave Ben a one favor and said, hey, I'll stick with you for the last season. I think Juju is the player to own on the Chiefs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, appreciate you guys rocking with the gods and everybody who answered the questions and got into this live. Appreciate you guys, man, for real. We're trying to do this thing big on TikTok, on all these platforms, man. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us and in the comments, man, all year. We're going to need your help. So appreciate you. And it looks like we got somebody who is not here at the draft. They might get auto-drafted, man.
Come on, dude.
We're going to have to leave him auto-draft for now, baby.
Oh, he's going to get he got Mixon. All right. Okay.
He got Mixon. Let's see if I can take him off auto-draft for a second. And now we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to have to keep it moving. Dondo, hop back in if you're watching. You missed your pick, man. So a lot of running backs going early, even in Superflex. First round, Taylor, McCaffrey, Eckler, D. Henry, Najee, Mixon, Cook, DeAndre Swift. You guys have any problem with that?
No, I really don't. I think, again, we've done many of mock drafts before, and it seems like, you really got to get at least one running back. In the first two rounds, you have to have one. And, I don't hate any of these picks right now. All these picks are pretty good. I don't really hate any of them.
Yeah, I like that stack TJ working with.
Yeah, this year's a little different, right? I mean, you can't really go wrong either way. We've been in drafts where there's a lot of wide receivers taken early. We've been in drafts where there's a lot of an early run on QBs. But seeing it even out with an early run on running backs, you really can't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Receiver seems to be a little deeper this year. A lot of people are waiting on receivers. Just I know when you play the season, running backs get hurt, man. There's going to be running backs that emerge out of nowhere. So it's tough when you're drafting to be like, I can't really, you can't avoid the running back position, but it's just one of those things you got to keep in mind as you draft.
Right.
Very, very true.
There's 47 seconds before the next pick. So
man. Keep the hate coming, baby.
It's all good, man. We know you need to take your time to make these decisions, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth's talking about Kamara, man.
We already know that you're going Saquon. I don't even know why it's not even that hard, dude.
Is Alvin Kamara's suspension affecting you guys at all? Like when you're ranking him, or we talked about it a little bit.
You have to put it into perspective. I mean, again, is he going to get suspended? Right now, it's ice cold. We haven't heard anything about Kamara.
I'm not expecting.
What we have heard is, Deshaun Watson. I think that's the one suspension that seems like it's going to be looming. It seems like it's going to happen. Yeah, man, I do not know about Alvin Kamara. So yeah, it's a little tough.
Yeah. He's somebody that I'm keeping on my radar in case he falls. Just depends on the draft, because in different drafts, obviously, things happen. He'll slip and he'll fall. I'm not necessarily reaching for him right now, but I am keeping tabs on him. If he goes in that back into the third, fourth round, that could be somebody worth considering.
Another thing about him, another thing that you can consider, another perspective is, we've seen we've seen things happen with other star players. Which everybody thought that they were going to receive a suspension, like Tyreek Hill a few years back. We reaching out here, baby. We reaching, huh?
He knew Mike wasn't making it back. He knew Mike wasn't making it back to him. That's why.
Snake.
That 15th
Snake for sure.
Season. We'll see, baby.
Oh man, I was not expecting that. I'm gonna go with my guy T.
Higgins.
Dang, we reaching out here, huh?
Sometimes you got to. Are you avoiding drafting Tyreek Hill with the QB situation? I feel like people are forgetting about Waddle and fading him.
Yeah.
You just drafted him, so tell me your reasoning why.
Why I drafted? Listen, I mean, coming from the system, the same San Francisco system, I think he's going to get a lot of volume. He may not get a lot of those downfield targets, but the way that they're talking about utilizing him, a lot of it on the run, similar to how San Francisco used Debo. I mean, with the quality wide receiver, you cannot fade him just because of a QB situation. We've seen plenty stud wide receivers shine with poor QB play.
Absolutely, yeah, and I agree with that. I think the problem with the Miami receivers is that there's so many of them. You make a good point though that shitty situations don't always mean that receivers are going to play bad. But I do think that there's a lot of weapons there. When you talk about Reek, you talk about Waddle, you talk about Gesicki, and we know Mike McDaniel's going to make it a big focus on the run game as well. So to me, I do have slight concerns. I think Tyreek Hill is going to have the production you're looking for, just not the upside he used to carry.
Okay.
My dude Sumter said T. Hoggins. You think that nickname sticks? Hoggins. T. Hoggins. He hogging all the targets.
Damn.
Oh, snaking my QB or snaking my tight ends, huh?
I like, man, talk about snaking tight ends. Any concern with Deebo Samuel? When it comes to Deebo Samuel, obviously the contract thing, made it a big that changes the whole landscape fantasy wise because we know they're not going to use him as much as a running back. Like, obviously he didn't like that. What do you guys think? Are you guys fading Deebo or, Dan? I know you said fade Deebo.
I'm not fading Deebo. I think that studs are going to stud, and to me, he just keeps improving every year. They're probably going to scheme him a little bit better to the fact that he won't have to carry the rock. I'm sure he doesn't like to do that. I'm sure he appreciates getting the touches, but at the same time, it's like, I'd like to get in space. I'm not trying to go between the tackles. They just drafted a guy in the fourth round for that reason with Elijah Mitchell starting the way. So, I expect Deebo to still be that proven, alpha wide receiver one type. He's non-traditional, but he gets it done, and he's just a stud, man.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna fall off. I think a lot of what he was saying in terms of not wanting to be a running back, I think that was just like some contract talk, right? Because you've seen when they did put him at that position, he was owning it, right? He had the wide back printed shirts that he was putting out there. I don't think that they're going to use him as much in the run. I mean, if you think about it, the only reason why they put him there is because all the injuries at that position, at the running back position. So with a healthy running back room, I don't see him doing that as much. I still see him getting a few rushing touchdowns, but not to the extent that they had him in the second half of the season.
I think what happened was Deebo was like, hey, I'm doing all this extra work. You need to pay me. And they're like, oh, we'll pay you as a running back then instead of a wide receiver. And he was like, hell no, I'm a top receiver. Give me that 30 mil, baby.
All right.
Man, Travis saying, why do we have 3 top-end pass catchers and a QB ranked as mid? I'm assuming he's talking about Dolphins. And Tua, man, I don't know. I think Tua is just so limited in what he can do. And a lot of people were confused when I did that Tua post. I am not advocating for Tua this year. Like, I think he's going to be mid at best. He's somebody you can get late as a QB2 or bye-week filler. Cool with that, with a little bit of upside. But I'm not drafting Tua with any expectation that he's going to finish in the top 12.
Yeah, man, I don't, again, I feel like we just got to see it, but he's just, weak arm. I don't know if he's still fighting off the rust from his rookie year when he was, injured. He has no rushing upside. I mean, what is the upside of Tua? Like, you're praying for a Joe Burrow type of season, and you're not going to get it.
I think he's just so reliant on his pass catchers. He's going to have, if Waddle and Tyreek Hill, they're going to have to make so many yards after the catch and produce so much after the catch that, that's where his value is going to be. And I really think that the team is going to focus a lot more on the run than people are giving credit for. So,
yeah, you said it. I mean, that right there, they're coming from San Francisco's scheme, right? And unless you're a standout quarterback with like elite arm talent or elite rushing ability, which I don't think Tua has either of those, I think they're going to lean heavily on the run, and a lot of their big plays are going to come from from these different schemes.
Bad. All right. Well, you got an interesting question for us. I think we should wrap. Let me make this pick really quick, but we got an interesting question. I'll actually leave that for you guys. Tua, Daniel Jones, or Zach Wilson? You got an F1, marry one, or kill one. What's the order there?
Wow.
I'm F1. I'm gonna say that's a free agent one. So just dropping them off.
No, F1 means like that's the one. So the free agent.
Nah, I mean, you want to take this one? It is Pride Month, Dan.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess fuck one means like this just for this season.
Yeah.
Marry one is long term, and then
Getting all
kill one is
sensitive and
just
stuff,
is just
man.
cut. So for me, I'm gonna say I'm going to fuck Daniel Jones for the season. I'm going to marry Zach Wilson long term, and I'm just gonna kill Tua.
Oh,
I'll probably see. I probably would. I probably rock with Daniel Jones this season. I probably Tua for the long term. Zach Wilson can go.
You know, a lot of people are sleeping on Daniel Jones, right? Everybody's hyping up a lot of their skill players around him. Everybody's hyping up that offensive line. Of course, you know what it is with Saquon. But who's running the show, right? Why can't he shine, right? He does have rushing upside. We've seen him break a 70-yard run where he fumbled at or he just fell flat at like the 10-yard line. But why can't he break out, right? Of the three, I do think he has. I'm not a Zach Wilson fan, so I would kill Zach Wilson. It's a toss-up between Daniel Jones, fucking and marrying Tua. I don't know. Either one could go either way.
It's an F1. That's the one that gets it done in the sheets. I ain't mad at that, man. Obviously we were talking about Deebo Samuel too, and the way some of these teams are shaping out, this is going to be interesting to talk about. Maybe we can consolidate at round 8 and just kind of go over some of the start of these teams here very soon. But are we buying a breakout season for Brandon Ayuk? Trey Lance at quarterback now. I just snaked him in the draft. Talk about it. Are we buying a breakout season for Ayuk with a new quarterback? And obviously a new focus on passing the ball a little bit as well.
Well, go ahead, Pete. Go ahead. You're a Niner fan. Go ahead. Tell me.
Hey, ideally, right? You see a lot of Ayuk paired up with Trey Lance this offseason. Ayuk, he does have the draft capital. They traded up for him in the first. What I think is going to happen with Trey Lance and how the game plan and how the game script is going to go. I think it's going to be similar to how when Cap took over for Alex Smith, you've seen the playbook open up. You've seen a lot of these deep routes being hit, right? Where Garoppolo can't hit a lot of those. Trey Lance can. I think that's where Ayuk shines. But as far as a breakout, I think his ceiling is around, bearing all these things go together, his ceiling is around 1,000 yards. I would put him at a ceiling at around 1,009.
1,009
as his ceiling.
Yeah. I don't think he really truly has like a breakout season. I was more excited when the Deebo news was going out there. I thought for sure if Deebo was gone, Ayuk was going to explode. But I think he's going to be at best a high-end wide receiver 3 with like a weekly upside for back-end wide receiver 1 numbers. But weekly floor of like wide receiver 7 numbers.
Yeah.
Just saying, like I think he's just going to be an inconsistent wide receiver 3, somebody you don't really want to
like
start.
Your wide receiver 5 in drafts, then I feel like you're okay.
Yeah. In 12 team
relying on him to be a wide receiver 3.
He'll be a top 36 option. He was damn near that last year with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has upside for like a wide receiver 2.
Smooth. Got a question for you, Dan, after you're done making your pick. This question is for Dan. Any concern about Josh Allen since they want to limit him rushing next season and the ball is now the offensive coordinator for the Giants? Is there any concern, Dan, with Josh Allen's potential production this year coming off of back-to-back QB1 seasons in fantasy drafts? And it looks like he's heading for a third, according to most people, he's top quarterback off the board. Is there any concern for you, Dan, about Josh Allen just with the whole situation changing and bringing in a running back? Lost a couple of veteran receivers. Talk about it.
No. That's it. No, man. There's no concern. He's 25 years old. He's just entering his prime. They're set up to win. Their defense is great, so they probably have the number one defense in the league right now. So that to me, that means more time on offense. Got explosive pass catching running back in James Cook. So he's still not there's no goal line. There's really no true goal line back on the Bills. It's just more of, hey, these guys are pass catchers. We're going to do what works. And what works is we're going to throw the ball. And, getting Gabe Davis to ascend to another role would be great. Crowder there, Knox ascending. I mean, this offense should put up, damn near 40 a game. Like, no, he's probably one of the safest QBs that you're going to have. He's going to pass a lot of touchdowns. He's going to run for touchdowns. He's going to run just to get you the points rushing. And if he throws a couple interceptions, because he does play a little hero ball, a little bit more than I'd like, but he's a dog. Like Josh Allen is Lord. No
bias. No bias at all.
No bias at all.
No bias. Well, I'm gonna lock in this next pick, guys. I do think I have my concerns about them using him in the red zone. I just think it limits his upside. Not necessarily like I'm scared to take Josh Allen at the top, but I do have some concerns about his potential upside as opposed to other years with them bringing in James Cook. And they're obviously the emphasis on getting Gabe Davis up to speed. Dawson Knox is going to be healthy. I do see him using a little bit less of Josh Allen in the red zone, especially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I get
it. Travis mentioned that Deebo was still a wide receiver one without the rushes. Yes, he was. But I also think Deebo, like, he was just in a role last year and I think he was playing for money last year too, man. Like, I don't know. I have my concerns about Deebo. I don't know why, but I do think Trey Lance gets George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk more involved. So I am a little wary about taking Deebo at his, what is he going, top 5 right now? Top 5 ADP for receivers? Like, I'm not buying into it.
Yeah, and again, Deebo was legitimately at one point in the season the only weapon that the Niners had. They had no other choice but to lean heavily on him.
Yeah. All the backs were hurt. You're right. All the backs were hurt last year. And
there was points where Kittle was out.
Yep. No, you're right about that. Let's see. Will Deebo, DK, Terry McLaurin, or any other receiver that's holding out get traded, and how could it affect them? So you want to take that one down, or you want me to grab it? Oh, look like Dan had it, is out for just a second, so I'll take this one. Deebo, DK, Terry, or any receiver that's holding out get traded. I do think that none of them are going to get traded. I think DK is going to end up signing. I think Terry McLaurin's going to end up staying. He's going to be unhappy. I don't see the Commanders getting rid of him. I think DK is going to end up getting his bread. So I'm not sure that Terry McLaurin gets paid. I think he's just going to be disgruntled wide receiver heading into the season. Deebo is going to get a contract. I think DK is going to get a contract. I think Terry's going to have to play it out this year and hope he gets paid next year. So I think they're banking on Dotson coming in and taking over. And if it doesn't happen, then I think Terry McLaurin will earn his worth.
Yeah, I don't see any of them getting traded. Why? Why would they give up? I mean, really, in those offenses, those guys are the best. They're the number one option. I mean, why would you? So, and they're both relatively young. Obviously, DK a little younger, but.
Well, to be fair, we saw Devontae get traded. We saw AJ Brown get traded. We saw Tyreek Hill get traded. Like, some disgruntled receivers did get moved earlier in the offseason. You still think that there's no possibility for these guys, Dan?
I mean, I guess. I mean, if you guys are in full rebuild, I mean, I wouldn't be trading Terry if I was Washington over, if I'm trading someone, it's going to be DK. Because one, I don't think the Seahawks are in anywhere, shape, or form ready for a championship. And I think you're going to have to pay DK Metcalf a ton of money where you're really not even ready. So if you could get maybe a first and a second for DK, I mean, I don't know exactly what the market will be,
right?
But I would consider that if I'm the Seahawks, because again, the Seahawks, you're nowhere near anything. You traded away Russell Wilson, so at this point you are in full tank mode, and I don't think I would be paying a guy like DK if I'm not already there. Like, I have to be there, and then just lock him in, cash him out is what it is. But because at the end of the day, he is a stud. But, you're nowhere close. So are you going to get there? DK is what, 24, 25 years 24. Old? Are you going to get there in 5 years?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't see it.
Young. Well, speaking of receivers, Smooth's asking P, I want you to take this one, man. Any Giants wide receivers worth drafting? Obviously, they had some bigger names last year that were hurt. They got a rookie last year. They got a lot of receivers over there, man. Is there anybody that's worth drafting in your opinion?
Yeah, man. I think there's a lot of value over there, right? I really think that a lot of people are forgetting about Kenny Galladay and what he can do. I think a lot of people are forgetting about that. And I know that they're going to try to scheme up Kadarius Toney. I know they're going to try to, they invested in him. Right. I know it's not the same coaching staff, but I think all of these people are really good choices to snag up late in the drafts. I mean, Kenny Galladay, right? I mean, he was, what did he get? Like his top year was like 1,300 in double-digit touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, what was he hurt? I mean, granted, he had little knick-knack injuries, but that team wasn't going anywhere. So why are they going to come back, right?
But that's with Stafford. So you mean to tell me in this draft right now you're going to take Kenny Galladay in the back rounds?
I mean, we only got 14 rounds, but but I mean, to be honest with you, like I would like there. He's an extremely high upside pick, right? Like if he bounces back to like 80% of what he can do. That's like 1,100 yards that you can get in the last few rounds. Why not?
Travis said, Kadarius Toney is the only real guy I'll take in the 9th round plus. And yeah, unless you're in a 27-team league, I wouldn't be taking Kenny Galladay anytime soon.
Not even with the last pick? I don't know, man.
It depends on how deep the league is, honestly. Like if we have deeper benches, but he's somebody I think you can wait week 1 and just grab off of waivers if he – or maybe you have somebody weak on your bench heading into week 1 or gets hurt during preseason. Like that's the kind of guy I'd pick up later. I would target a little higher upside in the draft. This question is for Justin since Dan answered this the last live. Do you think OJ Howard will affect Dawson Knox production? Is it safe to avoid him? I think you can leave OJ Howard where he is right now. I don't see him taking any of Dawson Knox production. He couldn't take it over in Tampa Bay. So when I look at OJ Howard, I look at him as a backup tight end, and I think he had a lot of draft pedigree, but at the same time, he has not produced. Dawson Knox has and has the trust of Josh Allen. So I don't think OJ Howard is really a factor. Maybe he takes 15 catches throughout the year, but I don't really see OJ Howard playing a big factor at all for that offense. So I think he's more so as a depth procedure. So they lost Dawson Knox in the middle of last year. I think this is more of a move to help avoid that if they have a stretch where he doesn't play.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and what you said, Dan?
Look, OJ Howard's been absolute trash in camp already in shorts. So, no, Dawson Knox will be the tight end 1 for the entire year. There won't be any problems unless he's injured. And even if he's injured, I'm fading OJ Howard.
I bet. So we are around 8 after Adam Lee makes his pick. You guys want to take a quick break and evaluate these teams early on, just on a draft basis, not necessarily on a player basis, but how the teams look overall. We could just go through the teams very quickly, maybe 15, 20 seconds on each team. Mm-hmm. And then, I'll let you finish, my bad. How do I start the draft again? Resume draft. We can talk about the teams for 15, 20 seconds and then move on. Sound good, fellas?
Yeah.
That's good.
Let's run it. All right, bet. So the draft is paused. P, start us off, man. Aiden Lee's team. What you think?
I think it's good, man. I like when people reach on or like go to get the top 3 tight ends. You got Josh Allen, stud, and wide receiver, I guess, would be the weaker point. Cam Akers coming back off an injury, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. I think it's a solid start. Jameis Winston, a pretty high upside, and it's a good quarterback late.
All right, Dan, go ahead and rock with Smooth, man. What you think about Smooth squad?
Yeah, I actually really like the squad. Taylor has always got a place in my heart at his number 1 pick. He's going to be great, locked in, loaded. Andrews, again, he's still the wide receiver. He's still the wide receiver 1 on that team until Bateman decides to blow up. We'll see what happens with Bateman. Herbert's going to be a stud. Brady in his last year, we know the GOAT. He's going to be a stud. So he's got the locked in too, the safe play with Brady and the upside with Herbert. Deontay, and Mooney, Gabe Davis, if Gabe Davis can ascend to a wide receiver 2 status in that range, top 24, then he's looking really good because Patterson, he's really a receiver at your running back 2 slot.
Yeah.
It's not a bad start for him. I really like every pick.
Yeah, not mad at that. I'll just talk a little bit about my team strategy. I avoided running back early, was trying to lock in some of these top receivers. I feel like I did a good job of getting some upside there. The quarterback position, I wanted high floor with Lamar Jackson and Lance. It was more so the way that the draft was falling. So those guys weren't necessarily my must drafts, but I felt like they were going too low in Superflex. And in running back, I don't feel too confident, but both of them have a little bit of upside.
All right, we got JT here, Christian McCaffrey early. This team's turning out pretty well. It's got a lot of players who can definitely have explosive weeks. Now there is a lot of injury concern. You got McCaffrey, who is an injury concern. You got Kyler Murray, who always tends to get dinged up even though he plays. Mm-hmm. Brandon Cooks kind of gets dinged up as well. I like the Dalton Schultz pick though, high upside there, as well as ETN. I think that's a good pick. So as far as like comparing this one to the other teams so far, I think it's pretty good, but it can definitely get nicked up.
All right, Dan, talk about your squad real quick, man.
Yeah. Well, I like the Eckler and Barkley in round 2. I mean, I just feel like, again, if Barkley shows who he really is, I mean, outside of injury, I know people are still afraid of him, this, that, and the other. We're not afraid of Saquon Barkley here. And to me, his upside is just as good as any of the running backs that are drafted in round 1. I get him at 2.8. I'm feeling really good about it. For me, I guess the wide receivers are technically my weak point. But I expect Pittman to break out. I expect Devontae Smith to get less coverage than he had the year before. Yeah. And in the coverage that he had and in the games that he had basically the season, he was solid, man. He was solid. Devontae Smith was good. So to have him as my wide receiver 3, I'm feeling good about that. Wilson and Carr, I feel like, again, they both upgraded. And then Sanders is just kind of my, hey, hope to God it works out for Sanders. Like I said, I like to see Philadelphia. I like to see where they're going. They look better on paper. So if a team's better on paper, usually score more touchdowns. Usually that's going to go to the running back. So that's kind of how I looked at it.
There you go, P. What's up, man? Talk to me.
Yo, in this pick, like starting in the first round around this time, I always like to snatch up a wide receiver. And ideally would like to lock in 2 tight end or 2 top 10 wide receivers. Always like to go early round with a tight end. I think that you get an advantage there. I was waiting on the quarterbacks as well as running backs if you're going to go that strategy, but I was targeting some higher upside running backs, some running back 2s that have the potential to sneak in the back end of the RB1 tier. So I think that running back would be my weaker point. My quarterback 2. I wanted to snatch up somebody with some rushing upside. Justin Fields, we'll see what it can do with that new offense. I feel like I'm pretty strong at wide receiver. Marquise Brown, I have him as a breakout year, and Corey Dillon. If if old boy gets hurt in front of him, Aaron Jones, then I think we're running away with it.
All right, bet. I'll take these next 2. Keep them moving. We got Derrick Henry, Elliott, and Dobbins, so some good running back depth there. The receiver game, Lamb, Thielen, and Drake London. You got some oldie, nudie, prime. I like it. And then the quarterback situation looks like it's going to get figured out at the end. Joe Burrow is a good QB1 to have. I like the setup for my dog, A.W. Smith. Travis the dog went running back early with Harris and Chubb, and then got, locked in the receiver position with Diggs, Waddle, and Robinson. Looks really good there. Even got the stack with Stafford and A-Rob. Took Tua. So we've been talking about Tua. Tua got taken. And then Ken Walker down there, a little bit of upside at the rookie position. Overall, really good balance there from Travis the dog.
Yeah, for Dondo, I'm going to say, it's solid at the running back position. That's for sure. I mean, Mixon, Kamara, Gibson, Mitchell. I mean, that's a great start. You got Hopkins, who is, again, suspended for 6 weeks. But, if you could just weather the storm, be 3-3, Week 6, I like it much better because, again, you're going to have Judy, who's really an unknown at this point. He hasn't really shown, can he sustain wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 1 upside? We don't know at this point. My money's on Sutton, but we'll see with Judy. The upside is there. Waller, he's a 4th-round pick. He was struggling last year, but he has that upside. He's proven it before. So I like at least getting him as a tight end. You're going to get, I think he's better than Freiermuth, Hawkinson, Schultz. I think he has the better upside out of those 3. So I again, like that. And then A.J. Brown's going to be a stud. So he locked in that wide receiver 1. That one's going to be fine. No issues there. So I like the team.
All right, we got my man Slade here. Now, the first 3 picks, I thought he was doing well. Bright Cook, we got Devontae. I'm really high on Williams. I don't think a lot of people are writing him off because they think he's going to get poached at the goal line. And I mean, I think that he's just far more talented than Melvin Gordon. Now in the second half of this draft, McLaurin, I'm not personally too high on him. I know he is talented, but the quarterback situation is there. There's a struggle on the deep ball. Same thing with Baker Mayfield. If he's going to play this whole season, that's a lot of up in the air. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, with barely any weapons there, I still count on him to be Aaron Rodgers, just probably like a little bit lesser version of him. And then, you don't have another quarterback yet. What really else is left? And then you're going, Freiermuth has upside to be like a top 10 tight end. And then you got Wilson here, who I'm just not as high on this year. I don't know. I think he tailed off in the second half of the draft so far.
Yeah, and then I look at Ryan's team. Ryan, he started off, got some good names with Swift and Chase, and then went quarterback and got good balance with mobile and kind of the pocket passer, so a little more sturdy, a little more risky with Hurts. Receiver position is going to be a little bit of a struggle. Jamar Chase got the upside you want. Mike Williams and Chris Olave are a little bit more question marks. Not really sold on this team, Ryan. Think you can help it out later in the draft, though.
And the last one, again, I like this one, the stack, with Mahomes and Kelsey. I think those guys are going to go hammer this year. I never fade Mahomes. And then, of course, Kelsey is going to, be the dominant tight end that we know he's going to be. I don't like the running backs or the receivers, man. I just don't. The receivers a little bit better than your running backs. Obviously, I feel like Keenan Allen takes a slight dip this year, but still going to be a stud, still probably locked into top 15 status. Sutton, I have him ranked higher, but again, he's your wide receiver 2. I would like to see him as your wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
And with Juju Smith, he's probably watching, listening to me, what I just said. I have Juju being the best guy on the team, so I like that as your wide receiver 3. But again, don't like Keenan as your wide receiver 1. Would rather have him as a wide receiver 2. Like Sutton as a wide receiver 3 more than a wide receiver 2 than he has, and then Juju, he's kind of where he's at. I'm fading Fournette this year, and then Tony Paul is still a backup. Love him, think he's going to be explosive backup if he gets the running back 1 role. I think he can ascend, but again, it's just hope at this point. And Breece Hall again, he's on the Jets. Liked him as a prospect. We'll see what happens.
All right, well, let's get this draft started back up. We got a few more rounds left, and then we will grade the teams. You are on the clock, Aiden Lee, my man. Let's see it. Hopefully everybody comes back. I know we took a little intermission there. We are back on cue. Here we go. Henry Renfro to lead us off, man. Keep the questions coming in. Those are good questions, guys, especially Smooth. I know you got some questions for us, man. Keeps us engaged at all times. Who would you rather draft? Speaking of Hunter Renfro or Gabriel Davis? Who are you guys looking at?
I'm taking Hunter Renfro there. I know you got a big target hog that came in, but we've seen what Mike McDaniels has done with wide receivers in the slot. With Welker and with Edelman. I think if Hunter Renfro, he has proven he has those same abilities. If they use him in that position, I think his floor is a lot higher than Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hunter has has definitely the floor. I mean, that's small, but I'm going to take Gabe Davis. I just think his upside in touchdowns can match his Hunter Renfro's receptions. And again, Devontae Adams should be getting all the looks in the red zone. I mean, you don't trade, you don't get this guy, pay him, and not use him. So I'm going to go upside, Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I think you're trading floor for upside here, so it really just depends on your draft strategy. To me, they're going to be very similar. I don't think Hunter Renfrow carries the same upside week to week as Gabe Davis does. Gabe Davis has a little bit more risk. I personally would take Gabe Davis and not feel really good about it. Just in this scenario, I think I'd be chasing the upside and hope that I have better receivers or just a better team around him at this point in the draft. So I think with Hunter Renfrow, he's probably going to be playing that number 2 role behind Darren Waller and behind Devontae Adams this season. Blizzard is asking, what team do y'all think is the best so far? And so this is no bias. Let's leave the Gods teams out of it, and let's just look at some of these other teams. We keeping the Gods teams in it. What am I talking about?
What are you talking
Who
about?
has the best team? Peace. Since you want to talk, let's hear.
Let me.
You want to talk on your turn?
Let me make.
You want to talk on your turn? This is you now, dog. Go ahead. Dan, who you think has the best team so far?
So far, I think.
Man, it's hard to say. If I'll say this, if
was a fifth.
If my Philadelphia Eagles pan out, they have to pan out. I think I could have the best team. Just because, again, it all depends on Jalen Hurts. I think he's, improved in the offseason. He looks bigger, stronger. He looks ready. He got A.J. Brown, a new toy. So I think all the other players could be efficient. They could score.
I mean, your team does need every single Philadelphia Eagle role player to be efficient with Miles, Devontae Smith, and Goddard.
I'm a big believer in Hurts this year. Big believer.
Man, that's heavy, man. If I had to rate these teams right now, just off of the strength, it's tough because everybody's team looks good at the top 8 rounds.
Yeah.
But to me, I look for balance. Like, who has the most balance right now? And to be honest, I really like this team Jesse's put together. Outside the Ayuk pick down here, it's a little bit of upside. And never mind, he has both the Tampa guys. I liked the names, but Godwin and Evans, to me, when you have that stack, it's not good.
Godwin might not play, halfway through the season as well. He's still coming off injury, so
yeah, good point.
That is something to factor in.
Travis's team. I like Travis' Dogs team too. Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Diggs, Waddle, Allen Robinson with Stafford and Tua. It's not a bad start. And then he's getting the running back depth too. I kind of like Travis's team.
Yeah, it's definitely it's right there. It's right there for sure.
I'm going with my team. Fantasy dude, what's popping, man? He said Julio Jones is a great pick at this range, boys. Wide receiver 1, overall potential. Book it. Julio Jones, man, the wide receiver for him, whatever team he signs on. A great Atlanta Falcon, though. Let's see.
I want him back in the league, man. Just be a gadget player.
Fantasy dude got to get in one of our leagues, bro. He running.
Fantasy dude.
He's running. I don't know why he's scared to hop in. Why are you running, fantasy dude?
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this about Julio Jones. I'm a huge Allen Lazard fan right now. I do think though. Sneaky Julio Jones to Green Bay is going to happen. That's what I think, right? If that doesn't happen, I'm on Allen Lazard right now. But I mean, who else would he sign with? Like, what better?
I don't know about better, but I could see the Colts signing him. Reunited with Matt Ryan, that he could play that number 2 role.
No, hell no.
But look, if he goes to Green Bay, dog, he's still the 4. He's still the wide receiver 4. Lazard, Watson, Sammy. He's behind all 3 of those guys.
Julio Jones.
Julio is behind Sammy Watkins at this point in his career.
Yikes.
Right. You are wilding.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro.
Oh, is it? I hear that sound. I'm thinking it's on me.
Oh, no, we paused the draft, so I think all the auto draft reset. Let's see. I know this running back is on a bad team, but what do you think about Marlon Mack? I think Marlon Mack is better than Dameon Pierce. Put it that way.
Yeah, I definitely think he could start. He could start on Houston.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Marlon Mack, and I do think that when he plays in camp and he plays in the games the coach is going to have to put him in over Damian Pierce.
Yeah. Smooth said, my team is highly slept on. Only reason is I think your first 4 was solid, but that back 5, Deontay Johnson's good. My bad. Your first 5 are solid. Cordero Patterson is your RB2. Darnell Mooney is your wide receiver 2. Gabe Davis is your 3. Elijah Moore is your 4. I ain't buying that team. All right. Slade's asking to get in one of our league. I want to get in a dynasty league. Slade, are you in the Discord, bro? We got to get you in a league for sure, bro. We got a spot in the Gods League, $100 Gods League. You're in.
It's not dynasty, but it's mad competitive.
It is.
And if people don't pay in that league, Slade might be able to get in.
Slade is in. I think we have one open spot. Let's get him. Top 3 Claypool. Top 3
Not
Claypool.
even top 3 on his own team.
Ooh. He's top 3 on his own team for sure. He's top 3 on his team. Julio and Dallas will be legit. Gallup won't be ready for the start of the year. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it would be legit there. He would be I think he'd be legit a lot of places. But I don't think that they need him. I don't think that they'd sign him.
$100. I would take all your money, man. You don't even.
Get this kid in the league, man. I love it when they say they take all money. Ain't that some funny stuff?
I'm sorry. Who won last God's League?
Dan was
Come
the
on,
champ.
dog.
Hey, I can't even hold you, Dan. You showed up and you showed out, man.
He did, though.
I can't even hold you.
Y'all know what it is, dog. There's a lot of haters on TikTok with me, dog, but they just keep losing. They just keep taking L's.
They all think that until they get in the league with the Gods, they don't know. They all say, "Hey, I'll take your money. I beat you. You don't know what you're talking about. Come on.
Put your money up, baby.
Anybody.
Put the money up.
Oh, MVS just went your boy, P.
Hey. Oh, see, Smooth knows what he's doing, man. He's listening to a real one.
Man, what is going on with this?
Huh?
I'm over here looking, bro. I think I'm gonna have to go with my guy, David.
Njoku.
Yeah, he's a joke.
Why you shaking your head, bro? Why you shaking your head?
I mean, I can see if Watson was playing, but we'll see, baby.
Talk to me. No. Talk to me. Finish that statement.
I mean,
can see him, but
we know what Njoku had his whole career with bum ass Baker Mayfield, right? I mean, I don't see any upside unless Watson starts and is playing the whole year. I'm gonna fade him.
But we did see Eric Ebron have a really good year with Jacoby Brissett when he was with the Colts, and we also saw Mike Gesicki have a really hot start last year when Jacoby Brissett was starting for Tua. Why can't we expect the same for David Njoku? It's not like Jacoby's just going to be slinging it to the receivers like that. Why can't we?
That's a good point. I mean, if you want to put your money up, but you don't got, is that your first tight end?
That's my first tight end, bro.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it. If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Oh, we see my.
I ain't gonna be here.
Kenny Galladay won $800 2 seasons ago. Not too hard to beat any of you.
Send it.
Hey, I'll let you get OJ Howard, my man.
Oh, son. Yo. I see your strategy.
Probably going to time out.
I see your strategy.
Yes. Got him.
Your strategy. Damn. Distract me, huh?
For bottom of how many times we going to draft and you're going to time out? You're on auto. You need to change your thing up, bro. You're still on auto.
Right. Yeah,
it's like every tough. Draft, dog.
It never fails.
I'm gonna blame it on this iPad I'm on right now.
Everybody knows the secret to beating you now. Just keep talking. Keep you talking.
Keep distracted.
Talking about some bullshit, man. Just keep you talking, bro.
ADHD,
if you're not subscribed to the Gods, man, everybody who's watching, if you're not subscribed to the Gods, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok and Twitter. We're building this thing out. We got y'all covered all summer long, man. All summer long.
Strategy. We got jokes.
What y'all think about Gronk?
It's all there.
What y'all think about Gronk retiring this year?
Man.
I think that he's playing games, man.
You think so?
Yeah.
So my thought is this, though. If he was playing games, why did he go through all the paperwork to retire and do all that other stuff? If he was playing games,
it's all about the narrative, man. He's gonna come back, dude. Especially if Tampa keeps winning, he's gonna come back.
Yeah, we seen him go through these same accolades, so that way he didn't get traded to Detroit. He was putting off coming back last year too, just to kind of get out of these mandatory OTAs. I think it's a high chance he still comes back. I mean, he ain't leaving Brady for Brady's farewell season. He ain't leaving.
Farewell season. It didn't seem like it, but we saw Brady kind of do the same thing earlier, do the retire and then pull the rug. So I'm hoping. I gotta see Gronk, man. We gotta see Gronk and Brady together.
Yeah, one last time.
Gronk pulled a Brady. Retire then unretire. Slade said he's in the Discord. Just shooting a message so I can join. Slade, got you, bro. As soon as we're done with this, I got you. We'll get you in the league for sure. That league is gonna be nice, man.
Yeah,
on the clock.
No, but it's not letting me pick these players. What the hell?
It's not letting you pick, man.
Oh,
it sound like
here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go.
It's not letting me pick my players. ABW Wrestling asks, who you got winning the AFC West? So obviously the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders all retooled. Who do you got winning right now, Dan?
Well, it's still the Kansas City Chiefs to me. I mean, it's Mahomes, and I'm not fading Mahomes. He's too nice, man. I cannot fade a guy he's probably the best player in the NFL. And with Andy Reid, getting Tyreek Hill out there, give me Mahomes, dude.
That's tough as a Bills fan to say that. Too,
I know,
bro.
best player in the league, huh?
But he's right though.
Yeah, you
gotta beat the man to be the man. So
that's facts.
That is.
I'm gonna tell you like this. It's there's no Tyreek, but you still got like you said, Andy Reid, right? That's one of the best like play callers or just one of the best offensive minds in the game, and you got that with one of the best talents at quarterback that that we have seen. It's hard to bet against that, but I would not sleep on the Chargers either. I wouldn't sleep on them. I wouldn't sleep on them.
Chargers fan, man. You undercover.
I'm just saying, Herbert's my guy. I fuck with Herbert heavy.
And Eckler.
Revamp their defense. They're gonna get. Herbert has 5,000 back-to-back 5,000 yard seasons. And with that defense pass rush, they're gonna give him a few more opportunities.
Did Herbert get to 5,000? I don't think he did.
I think he did. Herbert got to 5,000.
Did he? I'll have to check that. I'll have to fact check your ass in a minute.
You can fact
after
check.
I'm done taking Miko Hardman right here.
Miko.
Yo, I think the Chiefs take it. Even, I think a lot of people were saying that Tyreek's gone, and so it's going to make him more beatable. And I don't see that happening. I actually think all the additions made them harder to beat now. There's going to be more to focus on. I think that team is going to be a little bit harder to just game plan for. So to me, I think that the Chiefs take that division. I actually have the Broncos in second. I think that the Chargers, as good as they are on paper, I trust Russ more than I trust Justin Herbert. I want to see Justin Herbert win more games. To me, I got Denver. I like the setup there in Denver with the run game, with the passing. Give me Denver over the Chargers.
5,014.
What do you say? 5,014?
Mm-hmm.
Both years?
Nah, he can't. Nah, he didn't start the first.
I'll split it with you halfway then, dog.
Yeah, okay. I'll take it.
Slade said, don't sleep on the Steelers this year.
I'm sleeping on them.
Trubisky and Pickett, come on, bro. I know you're a Steelers fan, but they not. I mean, what they winning 6-7 games max this year?
Hey, it's bad, man. Again, it's got to come down to Pickett. Can he, produce the upside that, you're looking for? Can he make a Herbert type of impact? And the fact is he's not. He's not that type of quarterback. I see Pickett as more of like a Matt Jones type of quarterback. And
you think so?
Yeah. At this point, I mean, I got to see something more. You can't judge quarterbacks year one. You can't judge them in year two, but year three is usually when you can. I just need to see him on the field again. You know, I had him as my second rated QB in the draft. So, you know, for whatever that means really nothing. But, you
At least
know,
you can admit it.
I was gonna say.
he's got
you got Matt Corral as your number one, right?
He's got weapons. Yes, I have Matt Corral number one. I'm still going to stand by that.
Yeah, I think Pickett. I think Pickett's in the best situation out of all
yes.
of them. And you know, but I mean, we got to see what he does. He does have a live arm. But I mean, I'm sleeping on them.
Yeah,
I'm sleeping on them like a mug.
I think Trubisky will come in here and start for most of the year. I don't think we'll see Pickett till the end of the year anyway. Slade thinks they coming for the North. He said, coming for the North.
Hell,
I'm not going to be here, dog.
Yeah. Nah.
No,
Baltimore got that division. Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
DPJ about to go off. You know what? I was a big DPJ fan last year. Not so much this year, man. I'm off that DPJ. He had his opportunity, I think, last year. He'll have a solid season. But with Amari Cooper in town now, they drafted David Bell. I'm not focusing on DPJ at all in any draft.
Wide receiver 3 for the Browns. No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir.
Give me Njoku over here, man. Yeah, I'm not focusing on DPJ. All right, so before obviously the last picks are being made, let's start doing the teams right now. Just save everybody time, man. What are you guys' thoughts overall? Real quick, this not no minute ranking, just rank the teams, give it a 2-3 sentence, and then just rank the teams. Dan, start us off, team 1.
I think that give me it 7.5. Would like to see a better running back core.
Okay, bet. Smooth. I'm gonna give you a. If it weren't for those receivers, man, I'm gonna give you a 6 overall, bro. 6 out of 10, just because of receivers. I think the rest of your team is solid. Brady, Herbert, Stack. I like that QB position, but yeah, those receivers, a lot of question marks there. I'm gonna give you a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, Jay. I mean, you traditionally go wide receiver heavy. I like the quarterbacks. I don't know what you was doing at running back. I do not know. And tight end either. Not your best draft. I'm gonna give you a 7. I'm gonna give you a 6.5. Just because they hate.
All right. I love it.
Gotta hate, baby.
I got it.
JT, you know, there's no upside in the later rounds to me. Like Michael Carter, Robert Woods, Madison, Chark, and to a lesser extent, Trevor Lawrence. Like, where's the upside? Like, I need something. Like those guys again. Maybe Ayuk out of all of them has anything to prove. You know, it was shaky at the top, and I'm like, okay, can he finish towards the bottom? And you know, again, 6 out of 10 for me.
Some hard rankings here. I guess I'll go next, Dan. Well, now we can't let P rank his own team. P, you got to rank Dan's team.
All right, Dan. Oh, you got my boy Eck. You got Eckler over here. Let me just look at the squad here. Eckler, Barkley. You got a lot of P players. I don't know what you was doing in the middle of drafts, just drafting back to back Eagles, but
I'm trying to fly.
Value.
I think it's really balanced though, right? I think you got two stud running backs. And I do think you got some good pieces that are kind of balance this thing out here for you in like your wide receivers with Galladay. I think he's going to bounce back. D. Smith, I got him as a breakout player. I like your quarterbacks. I think Carson rated. I'm going to give you like a 7.5.
See, somebody likes my tight ends. I see you, TJ.
Cole Kmet's nice. I didn't see him out there.
Let's go with where you at, dog? Did somebody already take him?
Who? Pierce?
Oh, stick.
Oh!
He already gone?
No, he's not.
Davis
gone.
Price already gone, huh? Let's
Yep.
go, Devontae.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he was gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so next team for Bot. Let's see. For Bot's team, you went receiver heavy. You got Demont, AJ Dillon, Singletary as your running backs. That's all right. Quarterbacks are decent. Obviously, you stacked up at receiver. I get his team, and this is even with the hate grade, I'm going to get his team a 7.5, man. It's not a bad squad. I like the setup. I think could have went a little stronger at running back, but shit, you're going to find some anyway. It's a 7.5. I like it.
So A.W. Smith, I think overall, it's a lot of old guys, a lot of rookies, and I feel like that's never really ever worked out for me ever. So to me, I don't like the receiver. I wish Adam Thielen was going to be your wide receiver 4. I kind of right now he's wide receiver 2. Derrick Henry's good. Elliott might fall off. Dobbins, again, there's your upside at running back 3, which I like Dobbins running back 3. I just don't like Elliott at running back 2. For me, I just don't like
him, dog.
I'm going to go with a 5 out of 10, man. I just not feeling this team.
A 5, dang.
You know what, though? Yeah, that's rough. You know what? This Travis the dog, I really like his team, right? He got Najee locked up. Diggs, who is being severely underrated right now, even as a top 10 wide receiver. But look at the stacks. He's got Stafford with Robinson right there, with Allen Robinson. I mean, what do you got? Like 5 Dolphins on here. You got Waddle you got Waddle to a stack. You got Edmonds. You got Gesicki. Damn. But I am really high on Chubb. I do like Stafford's always going to give you top 12 numbers. I'm going to give this one. I like the QB. I like Davis Mills too at the end of the draft. I'm going to give this guy, I'm going to give him a 7.9.
Dondo ended up getting auto drafted, so we're going to give this a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, auto drafts don't get no love over here, baby.
No love. So I'm going to skip over to Slade real quick. Dalvin Javonte is a good start. Didn't go to running back again until Zamir White, so you need some points, Doc, for that. I like what you're doing, though. Dress every other position, get your top 2. Let me see the rest of this team with Aaron Rodgers and Mac Jones. Set at the quarterback position. Like what you did at the receivers. A little bit of question marks though when it comes to Terry McLaurin. If Amari Cooper doesn't have Deshaun Watson, he becomes more of a question mark to me. And then your tight ends, I feel like you filled out your tight ends decently. We got Freiermuth, who's solid. Noah Fant's gonna have some upside. To me, this team is just lacking that star power you want to see. Really, only your star power is Dalvin and Devontae. So. I guess you could call Aaron Rodgers that, but to me, this is a 6.5 out of 10.
For Ryan, I really like this team overall. I think it has solid depth, solid upside, in my opinion, with Chris Olave, David Bell at the end of the round. I think David Bell is a kind of a juiced up Jarvis Landry. I think even though he did play for the Browns, and I'm not trying to make the comparison, but I just feel like he's a solid player. If you believe in Everett, if Everett can attain that 8 touchdowns, 600-700 yards, then it's okay. Obviously that's one of your weak points is going to be their tight end. But again, I'd like to see Mike Williams be your wide receiver 3 than more of your wide receiver 2. I'm just a Mike Williams hater, but I can understand that you can progress, but love to see him as your wide receiver 3. So lock in that type of stuff. Kirk Cousins and Hurts, I don't hate that. Cousins is good. But I give it about 6.5 to 7. That's where I rank that one. Really love Swift and Chase though. I think that those guys really can win you weeks. And they have that kind of upside. So
P, before you get to TJ's team, one little quick note. Slade mentioned did the best I could, and you know what? That's one of the things about mock drafting during the summer. It's kind of like, why are you drafting right now? It's super early. This is the time to get out and try different shit. Like I probably in a money league am not drafting like the way I did. I was kind of trying some things out. Me and Dan and P, we've done a few mock drafts already, and each time we've all drafted different players, different styles. This is the time to try things out. So you did the best you could. That's all you're trying to do right now. Figuring out ADP. You're in a 12-team league, or if you're in a 10-team league, if it's PPR, if it's Superflex, there's a lot to figure out. So I respect the effort. Still 6.5 though, bro.
Hey, was he the one saying he was going to take our money?
No. That was smooth. At the 2 spot.
I was about to be on his cap. But I will say this though, TJ's team. you gotta love this stack. We mentioned it earlier, right? I think that's probably going to be one of the top stacks this year. I do think, I think that's where that's the only excitement on this team, though, right? Like Keenan Allen, like you said, he's going to be a high end wide receiver 2. That's your wide receiver 1 on this team. Then you got Cortland Sutton. I'm a big Sutton fan, but I would like him as my wide receiver 3. I'm not too excited about the running backs. We can see what Breece Hall does. He does have upside, but what is that offense really going to do? Are they going to be playing from behind a lot? And if so, what does that mean for Breece Hall? And then you got, I don't know. I'm not too high on this team. Your quarterback 2 is Daniel Jones, which ain't bad, but not a lot of upside late in the draft. I'm gonna give this team a solid 6.5.
A lot of 6s, 6.5, 7s, and 7.5s. No love on any of these teams today. No
it's
8s,
not,
no 9s.
What's the day about, man?
Yo, next time we got to get somebody a 7.9 or 8.1 or something, man, because we were rough on these teams. Yeah.
That's what we do. You gotta come with the fire with the guys. We don't give out no freebies, man. No freebies.
Facts.
We appreciate y'all joining the draft, but that don't mean we're gonna show love, man. Unless you gotta earn that over here, baby.
No, sir.
Facts. Smooth's asking, why are you still drafting CEH? He hasn't been productive. Would rather draft Miles Sanders. I like what you're saying there, but I don't buy Miles Sanders having a big year. I think there is personally, I think there's more upside with CEH. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but for at that point, if I'm choosing between Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Miles Sanders, I'm going to go with the better offense, more upside to me. Miles Sanders has to deal with Jalen Hurts running the ball in. He has to deal now with the new passing attack that's going to be there. Give me Clyde Edwards-Helaire in a bounce-back campaign. They said he's looking lean. I'm going to buy a little bit more chance that he breaks out, more so than Miles Sanders breaking out. That's the only reason I take Edwards-Helaire over Miles Sanders, and it was my RB1. So good question, though.
That's a great question, but if you're choosing between CEH and Miles Sanders, I think you got bigger problems.
Dang.
I don't think that's – you can say that, but I guess, I don't know, different strokes for different folks, because I've seen worse running backs win than CEH and Miles Sanders. Like, you can see there's – over the course of the season, you're going to pick up running backs. You just got to be active, bro.
All right. Cool.
You trash, though. This team,
Look at the squad. Look at the squad and look at your squad, boy. Come on,
I probably had the worst team this time. We ain't gonna let that happen too often, though. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This has been another Gawdscast mock draft. We're gonna do more mock drafts, so make sure y'all tuning in. Be in the comments too, man. Especially if you've done a mock draft with us before, you're gonna have priority. So we're gonna make sure to get you guys in. If you're not in the Discord, hop in there. We'll throw out some alerts all summer. It's the Gods, baby. We out of this thing.
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it.